Welcome back, baby dolls. We have crypto's juiciest news and, of course, the friendliest friend you'll ever find in a land of friendship. We are looking at the Bitcoin chart right now. We are still going through the pump and the dump and the pump and the dump. Aren't you excited for what comes next? I actually really do have breaking news for you, friends. Before we go into the prices, the unemployment rate has ticked up. Now, this is something not anybody knew but me. And I'm going to give you a little big... That's right. The Fed will cut rates soon. You might say, shocking. That's not what they said. I said, shut up and then start talking again. You are my friend. The US Fed has cut rates 100% of the time in the past 80 years when one condition is met. What's that condition? It's when the unemployment rate ticks up 0.5% from the low. 0.5% from the low. Guess what happened today? 0.5% from the low has been marked. We got an unemployment rate reading of 3.9%. Do you want to know what's very fascinating? Friends, this is, you think you can predict macro. You can't predict anything, okay? You're here to hunt trades. Look at this. Look at this number up here. Now, when you see this Forex factory chart data, this was the real number that came out, but this was expected. You see this? 3.8%. Now, the market expected 3.8. The low was 3.4. Okay, so the survey was like, hey, you might need to cut in a year from now, but right now, it's 3.8%. That's what we expect. They did not have the average forecast of 3.9. If the average economist had a forecast of 3.9%, they would be under the impression of operating under a paradox. You know, a paradox where you can't have two things happening because of the thingy and the thangy? Well, they can't go predict a 3.9% unemployment rate without then automatically saying the Fed has to cut rates soon. Because that's the completely opposite to what's going on. But you know it's all a game of speculation and game playing and bluff. And you know it's all one big giant Ponzi scam. So this recent unemployment data, that unemployment rate is huge. Because now it's literally locked in. But this is what else is fascinating. You don't even have to take my word for it. Bring up the US 2-year yield. I want to remind you, okay, friends, look, I'm showing you a secret. This is literally one of the secrets, okay? You don't even need to look at, was that data that came out recently, was it good or was it bad? There was world events that appeared. Are they important or not important? Just look at the US 2-year rate. You type in US 02Y. You can look at the US 2-year yield. Look what it did. This is a 1-hour chart, okay? 1H. This smacked. Look on the unemployment rate data release. Look at this. As soon as it went down, bang! Sweet. It went from 4.9% down to 4.81. So basically, the market was like, "Oh, you guys are definitely this is 4. This is almost look how much this is. Almost 20 bips taken off. That's literally a full cut. Okay, they're literally gone. You need that's an extra time you got to cut. Isn't that wild to know? Isn't this amazing that this all works out and you can see what was the high? The high. Look at this. How crazy this is. The high of the interest rate expectation was 5.25. It was literally some sucker literally thought that the Fed isn't a full-on reptilian overlord institution and that they're actually for the people. Some idiot was actually buying up here. They go, oh, golly gee, I think they're going to keep hiking rates. Oh, they're going to be higher for longer, higher for longer, higher for longer. Inflation. It's all a bunch of baloney. It's all a Ponzi scam, and the system is corrupt. Why is it corrupt? It's because you and me couldn't buy the bags early. That's right, I said it. See, that's why a lot of people watch my channel, friends. You like, subscribe, belly button, or you shock the algorithm, because I'm here to tell you the truth. Okay? We did not get to buy the US economy bags early, so I want to join the crypto system because I can be early. You might say, but golly gee, aren't you meant to die on the hill for principles? Principles, schminciples, when it comes to government, there are no principles. There are insiders and outsiders. Do you get this? You do get this. You and me, we are friends. We are outsiders. We are outside the inner circle. We're not even close to the inner circle. We're like all the way out here. We are partying, friends. We're partying and playing checkers, okay? We're listening to trance music over here. Maybe a bit of psytrance as well. These people, insiders, they are the bugs. And they eat bugs. Bugs eat bugs. You see this? This is the game that's being played. That's it. That we made another system and we're early to it. So I like it. And this is the weekly chart of the stock market. Look how important this US data was, okay? Look at this, look at this. It finished a super strong green bang. That's huge, plus 5%. Wow, is that even real? For the stock market, that's enormous. Look at that. Bang, 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 bang. Just kept going up, up, up. Look what happened on the data. You can actually see the gap here. Look, it gapped up and it smacked up. This is just fantastic. This is actually the US stock market chart as well. Look, friends, isn't this fascinating? Look at this, look at this. This is, you know, the market's always pricing in the future, okay? There are insiders who have the information now. They are pricing in the future. Do you see when Jerome Powell, he did the Fed speech, they go, oh, higher for longer, etc. But for some reason, he didn't say anything special. He did not say, okay, we're going to cut rates. He said nothing like that. He said, well, inflation's too high. We've got to hold it higher for longer. And look what the market did. They go, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. Do you think this is just bull crap, man? Okay, as soon as the market says we don't believe you, then the next US jobs data comes out. It's worse than expected. So the unemployment rate hits 0.5% off the low and the market gaps up again. It just, look, trying to predict this, you will lose a lot of money. I'm telling you, you lose so much money. You can't even imagine how fast you can lose your money, especially doing leverage on this. You stick to long term. There are no emotions with these. There are insiders and outsiders. Now, in crypto, yes, there are a lot of insiders too. But let me tell you something. There's way more people who are on the outside of us. We're in crypto. There are people who want to join crypto because they know, oh, crap, man, we're living around in stock market boomer world and it's all rigged there too, and we're outsiders there. So why don't I try get closer to the source, closer to being inside the friendship circle in crypto? That's why crypto rules. So right now we are still watching Bitcoin as well. The Bitcoin price has been swooping. This is a green weekly candle. We're still waiting to see what happens. As you saw, we saw Bitcoin still moving around the flag, etc. We're looking at Chainlink as well. Chainlink still battling its zone against Ethereum. This is a weekly candle. It's gonna take a while. We're gonna have to grind through the whole year just to get somewhere. Remember, the target for Link ETH for me is like somewhere up here. That's not even a real big target from here. That's 4.7x, which is huge for a blue chip. Absolutely huge. 4.7x, like something, not telling you to go all in, but something to be super aggressive on. That's fantastic, okay? You also have Real DeFi. Real DeFi Pulse is 40% below day one sack. PulseX as well. PulseX and Hex as well. They got a long way to go. A lot of people are offside. I'm going to show you some polls and surveys later as well. There's a lot more groundwork to do. Total Hex still sits at 2.2 cents. It needs to get to 5 cents just to be 90% down from the top. And this is the total altcoin index. This is actually the big daddy. This is what we really want to start moving up, because it will mean when this goes up, this means, okay, on average, all the altcoins that we're watching, even the poopy of poop, they are actually now up now. That's what we want to see. Now, it means we do get closer to the end of accumulation. Of course, we're basically almost done with it, but it's fantastic. We get to finally leave the zone and we don't have to sit with all these bear scum for much longer. Speaking about scum, Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman is actually really good. He's a bit of a CUNT. The way he goes on TV, he says he's doing one thing, he just completely fakes out and lies. The guy's just full on 100% PsyOps 100% of the time. It was funny. He says, call me crazy, but I think SBF is telling the truth. So this was November the 1st. Bang. It's been a wild 12 months in crypto, hasn't it, friends? Yes, it has. We are all desperate for markets to stop being down 90% after 2 years. Look at the junk we have to go through. Look at this. Richard Hart replied, you crazy. And then SBF replied, I deeply appreciate that. I messed up. So, all these people talking and all this junk. Remember, they're insiders, man. We're not insiders. Now, something fun and nice. Tether minting $1 billion. We need to see more of these. I know there's a bit of on-chain, left and right, a bit of the issuance. Who cares? This is how you know the bull market's heating up. Because Tether, maybe they get a long list. They get a lot of phone calls. They're like, oh, wow, in the past month, we've got 4 institutions call us up. And the total amount of them is like $1 billion, like maybe 250 million each. So they go, okay, we actually got to mint $1 billion so they can actually purchase. They actually need to do this transaction. And once you start seeing that, if the institutions are going to start doing that, that means that, remember, they're the latecomer institutions. They're the momentum buying ones who make money off fees. The real ones are already in, but they don't move the price. Why? Because they're getting absorbed by scam, the weak paper hands. But when we start to see this, it means the bull market is starting to come in full force, friends. That's what we've been waiting for. And, you can't wait for this to happen to start moving, but it's just one of those signs that like everything is repeating again and we get more competitive edge. But also talking about competitive edges, Michael Saylor's competitive edge is his microphone. He's trying to influence everyone. Let's have a listen.
For the industry to move to the next level, we need to migrate to adult supervision. We're going to need big banks to become the crypto custodians. We're going to need Wall Street to take a role. And we need to rationalize away.
You see that? We need Wall Street to take the role and baby institutions. But look, he continues. Here's a poopy head.
Away from the 100,000 crypto tokens, yo-yo coins that people are manipulating.
Excuse me. I am having a lot of fun with my little yo-yo coins. Don't you dare knock them. This is a very bad path, okay? He's advocating to introduce middlemen. Dude, where you been, bro? Where you been? We've got enough middlemen. Crypto was invented because of the middlemen. You get it? There's not enough money going to the people. It's going to the people in the offices who sit around the water cooler, eat cookies from the cookie jar, and their chairs, no squeaks. You ever been in an office, friends? No squeaks on the top floor. It's a leather chair in a CEO spot. This is not a good path.
To Bitcoin, Bitcoin is an asset without an issuer. It is the one universally recognized.
Bitcoin is a cybernetic hornet's nest. Friends, I'm going to keep pausing. This is just junk, okay? Just basically, cybernetic hornet's nest. Look, Bitcoin had it invented too. And guess what? He's got 1 million Bitcoin. So if you want to put the nation of America behind this with an anonymous dude who you don't know who owns the currency, where could it be from? Does Satoshi know the keys? Can someone else know the keys? You don't really know, okay? It's the same game. But what I talked to you about, competitive edges. His competitive edge now, he's like, well, I've got 158,000 Bitcoin now. Now I'm going to convince the world there needs to be custodian. Why? Look, he can rationalize it any way he wants. But you know what? It's because he wants the mum and dad money to DCA in with the banks so they can get rich. All right? It's not anything else. How can you be in Bitcoin and think, oh, golly gee, let's bring the government on board to this. This is really good. Bitcoin is their kryptonite. Do you get it? Bitcoin is the rat poison. They are the rats. This makes no sense. It's criminals and police working together. It doesn't work only in the movies. That's what he's trying to do. But would you like, how does it make sense? Of course it makes sense. Financial incentives. He owns all the freaking coins.
Protocol that's a commodity in the space. So when banks on Wall Street and responsible custodians are managing Bitcoin and the industry takes its eyes away from all of the shiny little tokens that have distracted and demolished shareholder value, I think the industry moves to the next level and we 10x.
Let me tell you something. Firstly, I'm going to delete this just to let you know, okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. He can sit here and talk to you and me about destroying shareholder value. But let me tell you something, friends. This is the Bitcoin dominance. This chart, right? You bring me in court, I promise. All right, I'll wear pants for you. I'll wear pants, okay? And I'll keep my shirt on half the time. Listen, this Bitcoin dominance proves what he just said is junk. It's a complete lie. It's capricious. You get it? Just made it up. Where's the shareholder value being destroyed when this thing is gaining on Bitcoin? This includes Ethereum. Ethereum is actually a giant component on this, but Ethereum's just starting, man. We've got the next 10 years to grow. Okay. This going down means Bitcoin's value rotation as the whole crypto industry exists, it's getting lower and lower over time because Ethereum's getting bigger. You even have XRP. Yes, XRP people, believe it or not, would rather Ripple dump on their head than go buy Bitcoin. And let them. It's a freaking free world. They want to try a solution to it. Cardano is here. Solana is here. Hex, PulseChain. I don't even know if they're included in here. You got BNB. You got Doge. Yeah, you're right. You like Doge, yo-yo coins. Doge is a yo-yo cybernetic hornet's nest. And let me tell you this. People would rather store billions of dollars in Doge than join Bitcoin. Just get over it. Get over it. Friends, you ever sit down at someone else's house? Some people just like watching the news all the time. Some people's kids want to just watch cartoons. You understand that? They don't mix. That's it. It's just different things for different people. But guess what? The value is being generated on top of Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's getting sucked away. So everything he just said, complete lie. And that's why I think it's very fitting that I made this chart here for you. But as well, you know what you deserve, friends? You deserve to crank it, right? You get it? Look at these two dudes. Very different. The guy on the left has been telling you to avoid middlemen. The guy on the right is telling you to run towards middlemen. So this is the truth. You all know it. Everyone knows it. I'm going to say it. This is an attention Bitcoin post, right? So the guy on the left, right? Some say he looks like a duck. They literally call him a Ponzi fart scammer criminal all day. But he's been warning everyone to know your own keys. Remember, we've got to change the language. Know your own keys. You don't know the key to your Binance account, do you? They don't give you the secret key, okay? So know your own keys, avoid leverage, and rescue crypto from middlemen. What that means is when you build applications, friends, build it so that no middleman ever needs to exist. It's just a code. It's decentralized, open and free for everybody else. Open source. That's the dude on the left. But they call him a Ponzi fart scammer. All right, sorry, I popped my testes a bit. But the dude on the right, look at this. The dude on the right, Michael Saylor, another testy pop. They worship him as a god. But he does degen leverage. He is now screaming to add toxic middlemen to Bitcoin. You know, it's funny. Like, can you get any more toxic than Roca Negra, Wall Street, literally the bug eaters, JP Mosquito, Goldman Slugs, Bank of Ants, Citybug? You know, they're literally king of the bugs. All right. They're the bugs in the big bug nest. Okay, so he's calling for them to come and strangle Bitcoin, and like it's literally killing off human rights. You know it is. You know it is. Privacy, goodbye. Middleman, goodbye. Oh, you want to move your own money? What are you doing with that $17? Excuse me, officer. I have every right to go buy these illicit substances. Yes, that's right. And they pull you up. They go do a test. They take you to the police station, and they check your illicit substances, and they realize, oh my gosh, this is room temperature orange juice. You know, I don't agree with room temperature orange juice, but some people do. Let them drink it. Something doesn't add up here. It's very true. Richard Hart is the kryptonite to the Trojan horse named Michael Saylor. And he's a Trojan horse, and he will dump. Don't forget that. Now, it's great that he's just onboarding the world. I just like, it's the game, friends. I know what's happening, okay? So, I've told you now. Michael Saylor, he bought Max Keiser's bag. Okay, so Max Keiser gets in at $1. Michael Saylor started buying at 9,600. Okay, so let's say 10,000x. So he buys Max Keiser's 10,000x bag. Now that he's in, all right, he's now like a 3x. So now he's trying to get Wall Street. He's like, hey, Wall Street, come and buy my 3x bag. You know, or another way to write 3x is plus 200%. Come and buy my plus 200% bag, which is, and don't say the quiet part out loud, oops, will I? Don't buy Max Keiser's 30,000x bag. And then guess what? The bug eaters come in, and the bug eaters, instead of buying it all themselves, what they say is they go, wait a minute, we've got hundreds of millions of customers out there who can buy after us. So what we're going to do is let's strangle crypto now. We get our tentacles in so that using the government, we can make sure no one gets in until we're all in. And now you see why they constantly delay using the corrupt SEC. This is why they're doing what they do. It's to buy themselves time. That's what they need. They need time to set up the exchanges. They're like, all right, how does these things work? How do we set up all the wallets, custodian things? How do we move money around? How does all of it work? They need time to map it out. Why? Because they're all getting paid by a salary. That's why. And it takes time to get all these bored people to like figure out what do you do. But in crypto, we move fast and we know these things are right. When you remove middlemen, friends, removing middlemen isn't just the buzzword. You know, when you get like yield, the middleman takes the yield. You're like, wait a minute. How about we reroute that Ponzi yield and give it to the people? Let the people play. Do you see? You do see. It's a better system. And don't forget, Michael Saylor is the Trojan horse. And guess what, friends? I have a 100% strike rate when it comes to predictions like this. Okay, I'll tell you right now. Mr. Saylor, he's going to be dumping. And guess what? It's been my dark prophecy since a year ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to dump some. And it's going to be because they have debt due in 2025. And they're not going to blame Michael Saylor. They're going to say, no, it was the new CEO. Golly gee, it wasn't my decision. The Bitcoin maxis, they are going to be still laughing. Why? Because they're up 20,000x, 10,000x, 1,000x. They don't care. You know who cares? All the people with less than 12 Bitcoin, because they're going to realize I was right all along. You don't need 1 Bitcoin to retire. You need 12 this cycle. 80K. Yeah, even if it hits 120 or 130, you're not selling there because you're going to think it goes to 1 million. By the time you realize it's turned, it probably gets back down to 80 anyway. Unless you want to take the chance that there's no more bear markets ever again. You really going to believe it this time? Make sure you like, subscribe, Betty button all. I love every single one of you. Juiciest news. Let's go again. See you soon, friends.